thank you for joining me today. This is about a month in from my previous muddling through life, and I'm running about 2 weeks behind, which isn't down to me, it was down to natural disasters. Hurricane Beryl ravaged our county and left over 2 million people without electricity for a number of weeks. Actually, I think the last people put on their electricity this past few days, and my heart goes out to them. Mine was off for 6 days and about 7 hours, so inconvenient. I don't have a generator, I don't care about that. I refused to buy ice put in the cooler. I just didn't buy anything unless we were going to eat it that day. And we actually went on Monday to the Waffle House. Thank you, Waffle House, for providing nice hot food. No coffee, but that's because no electricity, but they did a great job. My sons and I cleared up all the debris on the front lawn, bagged it up, swept up the leaves, cleaned out the storm drain, and so Monday was quite busy after the cabin fever of the majority of the day. Tuesday we managed to get most of the fence put up, concrete down, bits bought that we needed, and then the last panel that we could lift up and put into place, we ran out of power in the power packs for the circular saw and the impact, so we stopped. We really haven't had time to go back out. He's gone back, my eldest one's gone back to work, my youngest son eventually went to stay with his dad. So that was Tuesday. What else did I do Tuesday? I think that was about it. Wednesday I cleared most of the backup of the house with my youngest son. Thursday we mowed the lawn. Friday helped a friend buy a new table for her house. So that was actually a very busy week. Unfortunately not a busy week on fixing the inside of my house, but that's okay. The following week I started working because I was a week behind on work, and my breaker picture hasn't improved anything apart from the areas I've already done. The 2 rooms I had been working on when I showed you the punch list last time are complete. This was the second punch list with the remainings, which will go on next week's punch list for my bedroom and my bathroom. So anything on here can be tandemed off of the other one. I've got some mudding to do, or if you're in England, plastering. I've got some sheetrock to do, and if you're in England, plasterboarding to do. And a lot of painting, a lot of caulking, little areas that don't quite fit, and tiling. My ex-husband will be coming over to help with a couple of projects that I could do, but I just don't have the confidence to do. Okay, so this is my room at the moment. There is a portion of what was going on in it. I've got to finish the ceiling up there and then paint everything. I only ever got my room half painted, which was a bit disappointing. But this whole area was full of boxes that had got dumped in here for various reasons. And then in here, let me turn the light on, is my bathroom. And this is also on my punch list this week. I think it's probably going to take me a couple of weeks to finish this. But anyway, the plastering went in quite well. I'll have to see how much I can get done of this until I get to my son's room, my other son's room. While all of this was going on, I did find time to read. And this is a book by Eleanor Coppola called Notes. These are notes she wrote to her family and friends because she didn't feel that she was going to write letters. And her husband was Francis Coppola, who filmed Apocalypse Now out in the Philippines. My friend gave it to me, and I was going through one of the boxes in my bedroom, and I found it, and I thought, I will read that. I've got nothing else to do while I'm waiting for the electricity to come on. And I'd like to read you two little excerpts, and you're going to have to excuse me because I do suffer from dyslexia. But this is how I feel, and I'm sure many people will feel these things. It starts when she was in Bala in the Philippines. I actually don't think I've ever seen the film. I need to now that I've seen this. But this particular one is on October the 16th, written when she was in Napa. And it says, and this is how I feel, and I'm sure lots of other people around will be able to, it says, I have always been waiting for whatever project Francis, that's her husband, is on so intensely to finish. Now that part I can also associate with because my ex-husband was always on projects and we were always waiting for him to finish. As if then I will be able to breathe. Today I walked out into the garden. I could smell the fall. There was nothing to wait for. It was scary and exhilarating. I feel as though someone took the cast off and said walk, but I can't remember how. Part of me has always believed that my prince, an artist, would make my life happen for me, make me feel complete. Today I knew the waiting is over. My life is up to me. I realised that I have always been waiting to be old enough to drive, waiting to go away to college, waiting to fall in love, waiting to lose my virginity, waiting to finish college, waiting to get a job, waiting to get married, waiting to have a baby, waiting for Francis to get a chance to direct, waiting for him to finish his film, waiting for the next one, waiting to go on location, waiting to go home, waiting for the rough cut, waiting for the finish cut, waiting for the kids to start school. In recent years, time got more compressed, but it was basically the same. In the Philippines, I waited for the light to change, waited for the lunch to break, waited for the mail. And I can, not all of that I can associate with, but I do get the waiting to go abroad, to live somewhere, the waiting to know what project my then husband was on. Just the waiting game that many of us play. And the second one, I'll just read the last parts. So this is 13th of March in Napa. I'm going to start halfway through. For me, the big two-headed temple at Kurt's compound represented marriage, the basic structure of belief that my life was based on. It exploded, I wept and ached and tried to put back the stones, hold up the walls, patch it together as it crumbled. Finally, I gave up. I feel as though I am back in the river. The temple is smoking in the background, but I am floating on my back. Looking at the sky and the foliage, I don't know where the river is taking me. I don't know what the next moment or day of my life is going to be like. I can't imagine where I will be or what my life will be like in 6 months or a year from now. It is scary, but mostly I am excited and curious about what unfolds. Both of those excerpts really represent how I feel. I've waited all my life, and now, I've had the broken marriage. I know how it is to hold things together. I've been holding things together for my family for years, and now there's that exhilaration, that excitement, that curiosity, and unknown that is actually for me slowly seeping in as I spent time over the past couple of weeks going through the boxes that I have not opened since I moved here, going through boxes that I have packed up over the past year as I've moved things around the house to be worked on, or the past few years to be worked on. I'm unpacking those boxes, and it's like I'm unpacking my life. I am going through it, deciding what to keep. This is my first trip around my house on what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. And then when I stage my bedroom for selling the house and move into my son's room, I will start well, I'm not going to go through his stuff. His stuff and his girlfriend's stuff is just going to be packed and put in the back room. But what I will be doing is staging the room for selling, and then I will move into the kitchen, and then into this room, and then into the sunroom to finish. I have excitement of the unknown, and I have doubts, but I think over the next month some things will solidify for me, and others will just be, I will consider as a waste of worrying about them. There's no point in worrying about things you can't do anything to change. I do apologise about the dripping noise in the background. The problem started way before the hurricane came through, but I have 3 buckets, and each bucket is picking up water that is dripping through, and I'm loath to get anybody in at the moment because I don't want to be price gouged for fixing the problem. So I'm going to put that on next month's punch list and just deal with what I can this week. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe, hit the bell button. A few thumbs up would be brilliant, and in the meantime, take care, see you later. Ciao.